Hello, welcome back to Armchair Armory, and I can't believe I'm going to say this, but it finished at the Emirates Stadium. Arsenal 5, that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Arsenal 5, Manchester City 1. Arsenal 5, Manchester City 1. What an unbelievable performance. I know I say this a lot when we have a more than positive result, but I was not expecting that. I was not expecting us to play the way we did, to score the goals that we did. I am absolutely over the moon with that performance. Probably the best performance in the league this season, I'd say. It's been a long time coming. Well, I say a long time coming. I think it's been 3 or 4 games that we've played them where, there was a performance. There was a performance coming, essentially, where a performance like that, where we would convincingly beat them. And I was, at the start of the game, we started very, very well. Basically, everything we did right in those first few minutes. Scored very early through Odegaard, pretty much walked into the goal after a bad back pass from Akanji. And from then on, I thought to myself, oh, we actually look quite good so far. And then after that, in the first half, we sort of went a little bit cagey. We did what we normally do, which for some reason we do this at home a lot, where Arsenal will score and then they'll sit back and wait for the other team to come on to them. And I was thinking throughout the whole thing, you don't let Manchester City do that. Like, eventually they had so much of the ball and we couldn't get the ball off of them. And I thought to myself, eventually we're going to get done by this. And second half, we go in 1-0 up at half time, come out for the second half, literally 5 minutes into the second half. Savinho puts in a ball to that, Saliba can't get to Haaland in time. Goal. It's a good header, to be fair. 1-1. And at that point, you're like, oh, here we go. We've seen this all before. They'll probably score another one in the minute. And then there's a bad sort of like pass across the midfield from Phil Foden, which Partey intercepted. And Partey takes the shot and it comes off of John Stones and goes past Ortega for 2-1. And you're like, okay, yeah, we've fought back. We fought back here to get this 2-1 win. We've got to manage the game now. And then City just capitulated. I've never seen it in the entire, particularly since Pep Guardiola's been their manager. I've never seen City capitulate like that, ever. We were just opening them up left, right, and centre. Miles Lewis-Skelly, Sky gave Gary Neville and Sky gave Declan Rice man of the match, and he played really, really well. Don't get me wrong, but Miles Lewis-Skelly, man, this kid is something special. Him and Ethan Nwaneri. Nwaneri came on for the last 5-10 minutes, scored a goal in that time as well. But yeah, Miles Lewis-Skelly took the ball on the right-hand side, just ran past players, sweet with it, the outside of his foot, and yeah, made it 3-1. Earlier on in the game, Havertz missed a couple of chances. He laid off the first one for Odegaard because it looked like he wasn't confident enough. I mean, this is what Gary Neville said, so I don't know. I take that with a pinch of salt. I'll come on to him in a minute. And then he had another shot where he was through on goal, another mistake by Stefan Ortega. And yeah, he pushed it wide. And then he was put through in the second half. We were 3-1 up. And this time he scores. And you could see the way he celebrated it, how much it meant to him to finally get that demon off of his back, so to speak. And then Nwaneri came on, as I said, around the 82nd minute, something like that. Brilliant finish from him. And I was saying when we were 4-1 up, I was like, I want the 5. I want the 5, because every single in the days of Emery, when Pep Guardiola came in the latter days of Wenger, and throughout Arteta, there's been loads of these 5 goals put past us by Man City, and I wanted us to do it. I was like, please be 5, and I got the 5. Yes, we conceded, but still, we battered them. They absolutely capitulated second half. That last half an hour of the second half, they absolutely capitulated. And I thought going into this game, I mean, I'll say what I said in the preview. I wasn't confident going into this game because they'd been on a good run of form recently. Haaland had started scoring again. They looked like they were waking up. And you know, after everything that happened at the Etihad, I didn't think they'd come here and just lay down for us, essentially. Yeah, brilliant performance. And after Liverpool won yesterday against Brentford, we definitely needed to not only win, but we also made a statement tonight as well. 5-1 against Manchester City. I almost can't believe it. And I thought everyone to a man, from Raya to Havertz and the substitutes, everybody played well today. The manager got it spot on tactically. You could probably say 6-4 on. Eventually, he was going to have one of these games against Pep Guardiola. But yeah, they were pretty much second best for most of that second half. And yeah, I don't know what more to say. It was... I'm euphoric right now. It may not sound like it because my voice sounds like I'm depressed most of the time. But yeah, I can't believe it. Well, that leaves us now 6 points, back to 6 points behind Liverpool. All it was about really was getting those 3 points and keeping the pressure on Liverpool. And if we continue to perform like that, you know, who knows? The ceiling is there. I don't think we're going to do it personally, but you know, you never know. Probably those that were around in '89 probably thought the same thing. Miracles can happen now and again. Speaking of miracles, we've also got another big game after this on Wednesday, heading up to St James's Park to try and overturn a 2-0 deficit from the first leg at the Emirates in the Carabao Cup. I'm not really very confident that we can do it, but that performance today gives me a little bit of hope that maybe we might do something. I don't think the tie is over because obviously there's a second leg and we've got a chance. I just don't think we're going to do it. I think Newcastle are going to be very defensive and try and hold out for like a 0-0 or pip us 1-0 or something like that. And our recent record there hasn't been great. So although in the league so far, I think they've lost their last 2 out of 3. I think they've lost at St James's Park. So let's see. But yeah, this at least gives us confidence going into that game. And in a way, this is another big game, a big game of the season, because it's sort of not the last trophy we're in because we're still in the Champions League, but it's the last winnable trophy that we're in. You know, and I think for a lot of fans, if we go out of the Carabao Cup, this will sort of be meaningless and people will start using the excuse of saying, oh, well, it was a subpar City. That's why we won. The City are rubbish this season. That's why we won as well as we did. They probably weren't saying that when it was 1-1 and Haaland had equalised. So yeah, all in all, pretty good performance. Yeah, as I say, best performance of the season. What I thought of at full time was the film The Road to El Dorado, if you've ever seen that. It's from like the late 90s, early 2000s, DreamWorks animation film before they started moving into doing everything in 3D. And it's about these 2 Spanish like peddlers, so to speak, that that find El Dorado, find the lost city of El Dorado, the city of gold. And they fool the sort of Incan people. I don't know if they're Incan, but yeah, they film the natives there that they're gods essentially. And the guy that's sort of like the high priest of the tribe of the native people, he gets banished for being a conspiracy theorist essentially. And then there's a phrase that he says when he realizes they're not gods, because he sees one of them bleeding and he says, "Gods don't bleed." And that's basically what I thought. This whole narrative around Manchester City of that they're immortal and they can't be beaten and you can't lay a glove of them. Not so immortal now, are they? Right, I'm going to leave it there. I guess gods do bleed. I'm going to leave it there. I'll be back again probably tomorrow with a preview for the Carabao Cup semi-final second leg. Until then, enjoy the rest of your Sunday. Come on. Like and subscribe. Take care and stay safe. Come on, Arsenal.